And we are live. Welcome to Leadoff Doubles. It's May 10th, 2022. It's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And that means it's time for baseball. One game in the books already today. Detroit over Oakland, 6-0. But enough waiting around. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Baseball is back. So let's get into it. We'll start in Pittsburgh with first pitch just a few minutes away. Dodgers in town. Tony Gonsolin on the bump for the Dodgers. He's 2-0. He's sporting a 1.64 ERA. Bryce Wilson for the Pirates, 0-1, 3.79 ERA on the season. Dodgers lineup looks like this. Mookie Betts in right, Freddie Freeman at first, Trey Turner at short, Max Muncy at second, Justin Turner at third, Cody Bellinger in center, Edwin Rios, DH, and Gavin Lux in left, Austin Barnes behind the dish. And for the Pirates, Ben Gamel leading off in left, Brian Reynolds in center, Brian Hayes at third, Daniel Vogelbach DHing, Yoshi Tsutsugo at first, Diego Castillo at short, Jack Sawinski in right, Michael Perez catching, and Cole Tucker at second. Matchup wise in this one, neither team has seen the other pitcher much. And for the weather, it's going to be clear tonight in Pittsburgh, 75 degrees with a 4-mile-an-hour wind blowing left to right. We'll move to Cincinnati. Brewers in town. Freddie Peralta on the bump for the Brewers. He's 1-1 so far this year. 5.09 ERA. Not a great start for Freddie, but he's got 30 Ks. And Hunter Green, the young rookie for the Reds, 1-4, 8.71 ERA. Not the ideal start for this rookie, but he's got 29 strikeouts so far this season. The Brewers lineup's going to look like this tonight. Colton Wong leading off at second. Willie Adames, DH, and Christian Yelich in left. Ready to Les at first. Luis Urias at short. Tyrone Taylor in right. Jace Peterson at third. Lorenzo Cain in center. And Victor Caratini behind the dish. And for the Reds, TJ Friedel leading off in center. Brandon Drury at third. Tommy Pham in left. Mike Moustakas, DH, and Tyler Stevenson behind the dish. Colin Moran at first. Tyler Naquin in right. Kyle Farmer at short, and Matt Reynolds at second. Matchup wise in this one, the Brewers got to green when they faced them earlier this season. They had 4 homers against them in that game from Yelich, Urias, Adames, and Taylor. And for the Reds, Colin Moran is 4 for 10 with a home run and 5 RBI against Freddie Peralta. He's been swinging a hot bat lately. He's got 3 home runs in his last 2 games. Look for him to potentially continue that hot streak. All right, we'll move to Washington now. The Mets in town. Carlos Carrasco on the mound for the Mets. He's 2-1 with a 3.30 ERA. And Patrick Corbin on the mound for the Nationals. He's 0-5 with a 7.16 ERA. Not a great start to the year for Patrick. The Mets lineup's going to look like this. Brandon Nimmo leading off in center. Mark Canha in left. Francisco Lindor at short. Pete Alonso at first, J.D. Davis DHing, Starling Marte in right, Eduardo Escobar at third, Jeff McNeil at second, and James McCann behind the dish. And for the Nationals, Cesar Hernandez at second, Juan Soto in right, Josh Bell at first, Nelson Cruz DHing, Yadiel Hernandez in left, Miguel Franco at third, D. Strange Gordon at short, Riley Adams catching, and Victor Robles in center. Matchup wise in this one, Alonso is 344 with 4 homers in 32 at bats, and JD Davis is 333 lifetime with 4 homers in 30 at bats against Corbin. And for the Nationals, Nelson Cruz is a career 375 hitter against Carlos Carrasco with 5 homers and 32 at bats. So look for these guys to potentially have big days today. The weather in Washington is gonna be 65 degrees with a slight breeze blowing right to left tonight. We'll move to New York with the Blue Jays in town. Yusei Kikuchi on the mound for the Jays. He's 1-1 with a 4.35 ERA, and Luis Severino for the Yankees. He's 2-0 with a 3.75 ERA. Jays lineup's gonna look like this. George Springer in that leadoff spot. And in center field, Bo Bichette at short, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at first, Teoscar Hernandez in right, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in left, Alejandro Kirk DHing, Matt Chapman at third, Santiago Espinal at second, and Tyler Heineman behind the dish. And for the Yankees, DJ LeMahieu leading off at third, Aaron Judge in center, Anthony Rizzo at first, Giancarlo Stanton in right, Josh Donaldson DHing, Aaron Hicks in left, Gleyber Torres at second, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa at short, and Kyle Higashioka behind the dish. Matchup wise here, the Jays, they do not hit Severino well at all. And for the Yankees, Judge has 2 home runs in 11 at-bats against Yusei Kikuchi. The weather in New York this evening is going to be 65 degrees at first pitch with a 11-mile-per-hour wind blowing in. And we'll move to Atlanta. The Red Sox in town. Garrett Whitlock on the mound for the Red Sox. He's 1-1 with a 1.25 ERA. Great start for Whitlock to the season. And Kyle Wright on the mound for the Braves. He's 3-1 with a 1.74. Even better start for him. He's got 37 strikeouts on the year so far. Excellent start for Kyle Wright. Boston's lineup is gonna look like this evening. Enrique Hernandez in center, Rafi Devers at third, JD Martinez DHing, Xander Bogaerts at short, Alex Verdugo in left, Trevor Story at second, Franchi Cordero at first, Christian Vasquez catching, and Jackie Bradley Jr. in right field. And for the Braves, Ron Acuna Jr. leading off in right, Matt Olson at first, Austin Riley at third, Marcelo Zuna DHing, Ozzie Albies at second, Travis d'Arnaud behind the dish, Adam Duvall in center, Travis Demeritte in left, and Dansby Swanson batting ninth at short. Matchup wise in this one, we got 2 young pitchers on the mound. Neither team has seen the other much. It's going to be a fresh look for both sides. And the weather in Atlanta tonight, it's going to be 75 degrees at first pitch with a 3-mile-an-hour wind blowing in at first pitch time. We'll move to Minnesota. Houston in town. Justin Verlander on the mound for the Astros. He's 3-1 with a 1.93 ERA and 31 Ks. And Joe Ryan, the rookie for the Twins, he's 3-1 with a 1.63 ERA and 28 Ks for him. Excellent start. We'll see what the savvy vet has to say to the young rookie tonight in Minnesota. The Astros lineup's going to look like this. Jose Altuve leading off, playing second base. Michael Brantley in left. Alex Bregman at third. Yordan Alvarez DHing. Yuli Gurriel at first. Kyle Tucker in right. Chas McCormick in center. Jeremy Pena at short. And Martin Maldonado behind the dish. And for the Twins, Max Kepler is going to be leading off in right field. Jose Miranda at first, Gary Sanchez DHing, Jorge Polanco at second, Gio Urshela at third, Royce Lewis at short, Alex Kirilov in left, Ryan Jeffers catching, and Gilberto Celestino in center. Matchup wise in this one, Nico Goodrum didn't make the starting lineup for the Astros, but he's 2 for 2 with 2 home runs and 4 RBI against Ryan. And for the Twins, Polanco is 2 for 11 against Verlander, and Buxton is 2 for 12, but they've both homered against him, so look for them to maybe put one out today. The weather in Minnesota this evening, it's going to be 76 degrees with a 7-mile-an-hour wind blowing in towards home plate this evening. We'll move to St. Louis with the Orioles in town. Kyle Bradish on the mound for the O's. He's 0-1 with a 5.40 ERA, and Packy Naughton making the season debut for the Cardinals. He's a lefty. The Orioles lineup's going to look like this. Cedric Mullins leading off in center. Trey Mancini DHing. Anthony Santander in left. Austin Hayes in right. Ryan Mountcastle at first. Ramon Urias at second. Tyler Nevin at third. Robinson Chirinos in center. And Jorge Mateo at short. As for the Cardinals, the lineup looks like this. Tommy Edman leading off at second. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Nolan Arenado at third. Juan Yepes DHing. Tyler O'Neill in left. Dylan Carlson in right. Yadier Molina catching. Harrison Bader in center. And Brendan Donovan at short. Matchup wise, we got a rookie for the Orioles, and a second-year starter for the Cardinals. That's Packy Naughton. Neither team has seen the other pitcher before, so fresh look for both sides here. We'll see what these lineups have to bring. And for the weather, it's going to be 8 to 9 degrees, warm night in St. Louis tonight with a 9-mile-an-hour wind blowing right to left at first pitch time. All right, we'll move to Texas with the Royals in town. Brad Keller on the mound for Kansas City. He's 1-2, 1.74 ERA, and Martin Perez for the Rangers. He's 0-2 with a 2.25 ERA. The Royals lineup looks like this: Bobby Witt Jr. at short, Andrew Benintendi in left, Salvador Perez DHing, Hunter Dozier at first, Emmanuel Rivera at third, MJ Melendez catching, Michael A. Taylor in center, Whit Merrifield in right, Nicky Lopez at second, batting ninth. And for the Rangers, Brad Miller's going to lead off tonight playing third, Marcus Semien at second, Corey Seager at short, Jonah Heim behind the dish, Adolis Garcia in center, Cole Calhoun at right, Nathaniel Lowe at first, Nick Solak DHing, and Eli White in left. Matchup wise here, Whit Merrifield is a career 381 and 21 at bats against Martin Perez. And for the Rangers, Marcus Semien, he's 3 for 6 with a home run and 5 RBIs against Brad Keller. Look for them to maybe get on the score sheet tonight. The weather in Texas is irrelevant because this game's in a dome. We'll move to Chicago with the Guardians in town. Cal Quantrill on the mound for Cleveland. He's 1-1 with a 3.54 ERA. Taking on Lucas Giolito for the White Sox. 1-1 with a 3.20 ERA. The Guardians lineup looks like this: Miles Straw in center, Stephen Kwan in right, Jose Ramirez at third, Owen Miller at second, Josh Naylor after his 8 RBI evening last night, he's at first base, Franmil Reyes DHing, Ahmed Rosario in left, Andre Jimenez at short, and Austin Hedges behind the dish. And for the White Sox, Tim Anderson at short, Jan Moncada at third, Jose Abreu at first, Luis Robert in center, Yasmani Grandal behind the dish, Gavin Sheets DHing, AJ Pollock in left, Adam Engel in right, and Josh Harrison at second base. Matchup wise here, Jose Ramirez is a career 280 hitter in 25 at bats with a home run against Lucas Giolito. And for the White Sox, Jan Moncada is 3 for 10, and Yasmani Grandal has homered off of Quantrill. Could be some more fireworks to Cleveland tonight after that Chicago tonight after that crazy comeback win by the Guardians last night on the road. The weather in Chicago tonight is going to be 78 degrees with a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing in towards home plate from right field. Maybe not so many homers going out this evening in Chicago. All right, we'll move to Los Angeles after that crazy game last night where Trout and Ohtani went back-to-back, and then Ohtani hit a grand slam, the first of his career, the next inning. Corey Kluber on the mound for the Rays, and Reed Detmers, the lefty, for the Angels. Kluber's 1-1 with a 2.36 ERA and 24 Ks, and Detmers is 1-1 with a 5.32 ERA. The Rays lineup looks like this: Yandy Diaz leading off and playing first base, Wander Franco at short, Harold Ramirez DH, and Randy Arozarena in left, Brandon Lowe at second, Mike Stanino catching, Taylor Walls at third, Vidal Brujan in right, and Kevin Kiermaier in center field. And for the Angels, that high-powered lineup, it's going to look like this. No Angels lineup yet. Matchup-wise, the Rays have never seen Reed Detmers, and for the Angels, Ohtani and Trout have both homered off of Kluber. You can guarantee they're both going to be in the lineup this evening, attempting to continue both of their incredibly hot streaks. The weather in Los Angeles tonight, it's going to be 63 degrees with a pretty significant wind blowing out to right field. We'll move to San Diego now with the Cubs in town. Wade Miley making his season debut against Mike Clevenger for the Padres. He's sporting a 5.79 ERA. He's made one start this year after his return from Tommy John surgery. The Cubs lineup looks like this: Rafael Ortega leading off in right, Seiya Suzuki DH, and Ian Happ in left, Wilson Contreras behind the dish, Alfonso Rivas at first, Nico Horner at short, Jason Hayward in center, Patrick Wisdom at third, and Jonathan Villar at second. And for the Padres, Jake Cronenworth leading off playing second base, Jurickson Profar in left, Manny Machado at third, Eric Hosmer at first, Will Myers in right, Luke Voigt DHing, Ha-Sung Kim at short, Austin Nola catching, and Jose Azocar in center field. The matchups look like this. The Cubs really haven't seen Clevenger. And for the Padres, Manny Machado, he's 5 for 15 with 2 home runs against Wade Miley. We got a wind blowing in this evening, but I think Machado might be able to put one out. He's been extremely hot lately. We'll move to Seattle with Philadelphia in town. Aaron Nola on the mound for the Phillies. He's 1-3 with a 3.38 ERA and 41 strikeouts so far this year. He's taken on 2021 Cy Young winner Robbie Ray. He's 2-3 with a 4.38 ERA, regressing a little bit after that stellar season last year. Phillies lineup looks like this: Kyle Schwarber in that leadoff spot, playing left, Alec Bohm at third, Bryce Harper DH, Nick Castellanos in right, JT Realmuto behind the dish, Gene Segura at second, Rhys Hoskins at first, Johan Camargo at short, Matt Vierling in center, batting ninth. And for the Mariners, Adam Frazier leading off at second, Ty France at first, J.P. Crawford at short, Genio Suarez at third, Jesse Winker in left, Julio Rodriguez in center, Abraham Toro DHing, Jared Kelenic in right, and Luis Torrens behind the dish. Matchup-wise here, Harper is 4 for 8 with a homer against Robbie Ray, and for the Mariners, Genio Suarez has homered off of Nola. This game's in a dome. Weather is irrelevant. We'll move to Arizona now with the Marlins in town. Jesus Luzardo on the mound for the Marlins. The lefty, he's 2-2 with a 3.08 ERA and 35 Ks. Pretty stellar start here for Luzardo. And for the D-backs, Madison Bumgarner coming off that first inning ejection in his last start. He's 1-1 with a 1.50 ERA. Marlins lineup looks like this: Miguel Rojas at short, Jesus Aguilar at first, Jorge Soler in left, Garrett Cooper DHing, Avisel Garcia in right, Joey Wendell at second, Eric Gonzalez at third, Jesus Sanchez in center, Peyton Henry behind the dish. And for the D-backs, Cooper Hummel leading off in left field, Jordan Luplow in right, Guido Marte at second, Christian Walker at first, Josh Rojas DHing, Nick Ahmed at short, Gerald Perdomo at third, Alec Thomas at center, and Jose Herrera behind the dish. Matchup wise here, Miguel Rojas, he's 5 for 15 with a home run off Madison Bumgarner, and for the D-backs, they haven't seen Luzardo much. This game is also in a dome. Weather is irrelevant. We'll move to San Francisco now. Last game on the slate for the evening, Colorado in town. Antonio Senzatella on the bump for the Rockies. He's 2-1 with a 3.75 ERA. He's taken on Alex Wood, the lefty. He's 2-2 with a 4.38 ERA. The Rockies lineup looks like this: Connor Joe DHing, Jose Iglesias at short, Charlie Blackmon in right, GJ Crone at first, Elias Diaz behind the dish, Ryan McMahon at third, Jonathan Daza in center, Garrett Hampson at second, and Sam Hilliard batting ninth in left field. And for the Giants, Lamont Wade Jr. in right, Brandon Belt at first, Wimler Flores at third, Jock Peterson DHing, Mike Yastrzemski in center, Tyro Estrada at second, Brandon Crawford at short, Luis Gonzalez in left, and Kurt Casale behind the dish. Matchup wise, Charlie Blackmon is 481 and 27 at bats against Alex Wood. And for the Giants, Brandon Belt is 9 for 20 against Antonio Senzatella. Weather-wise, we got a pretty strong wind blowing out. This evening, it's going to be 50 degrees, but 50-mile-an-hour wind blowing out this evening at first pitch time. All right, that's it for lineups. We'll get to our daily home run trifecta. The first player we're taking today, that's Aaron Judge. He's 2 for 11. But those two are 2 home runs against Yusei Kikuchi in his career. In his last 10 games, Judge has 5 home runs, and he's slugging 700. I looked for him to put one out at Yankee Stadium today against a soft-throwing lefty for the Jays. Second player we're going to take, that's Shohei Ohtani. He hit 2 home runs last night, the first grand slam of his career being one of them. He went back-to-back with Mike Trout on the other. He seems to be back in rhythm. He's homered off Kluber before, and with the wind blowing out to right field at Angel Stadium tonight, he's got a great chance to go deep again. And the third player we're taking, that's Marcus Semien. He set the single season record for home runs by a second baseman last year with 45. He hasn't homered yet this year. It's May. He's 3 for 6 with a home run against Brad Keller. Today is the day Semien finally puts one out, and he erases that 0 in the home run column. All right, thanks for listening, folks. You know what to do at Leadoff Doubles on Twitter. If you're watching this, you know we're on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks again for listening, but that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow.